It's got inventory management, so you can add all of your different filaments, and you just get a little shipping scale. You can weigh the spool, and then you can zero it out with the weight of the spool. There's a little button right on the bottom by the power source input. The S1 Plus automatic filament loader from Infinity Flow 3D was released a few days ago, and I got my hands on 2 of them here with the filament cutter additions. So we're gonna take a look and see kind of what the differences are between the new and improved S1 Plus and their original model, the S1. While I get the machine unboxed and set up, which should only take about a minute or 2, I just want to run down some of the specs that they've changed between the old version and the new version. By far, the biggest change is this system can now connect to Wi-Fi, which means you have an app dashboard right from Infinity Flow's website, which you can log into at any time from anywhere and check the status of your filament. Not only that, you can monitor and manage any of your S1 Plus units from anywhere, like I mentioned. It also has filament inventory management, so if you have a filament wall like I do, you can put all of your different types of filament in there, and then when you switch to the filament on your S1 Plus system, you can update that within the app and keep track of exactly how much filament you have within your shop. You'll also get notifications if you start to run low on any filament, and it will keep track of a daily cost of your prints based off of how much filament is actually flowing through the system. Within the app, you also have what they're calling adjustable filament preload force, so you can fine-tune just how much force the motors will apply to give you smoother feeding, better retractions, and what they're claiming to be more reliable prints. Setup only takes about 2 minutes. You just hook up the included Bowden tube to your extruder and start printing. If you decided to go with the optional filament cutter add-on, it's an extra $30, $40 for the 2 filament cutters. Setup will take about 3 minutes as you need to assemble the filament cutters themselves. And I will say, I did run into a little bit of an issue when I was using the filament cutters for the first time, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Basically, what you need to know though is the blue side faces backwards towards the machine itself. You don't want it facing out, otherwise it makes it very difficult to load the filament in. So that was my mistake. I should have read the directions a little bit better. The other thing is I did find the filament cutters on this newer system to be a little bit floppy. The original version has a mount that basically slides over the motor, like you see here, which means the filament cutter can't really move around at all. On the newer version, they didn't originally include that, but I reached out to my friend Nathan over at Infinity Flow 3D, and he said he was gonna come up with a new design or have his team come up with a design that can basically do the same thing the original one did. So it'll be hard mounted if you decide you want that. It'll be available for free to anybody who has purchased the S1 Plus, which is pretty cool. All you're gonna do is obviously download the STL, print it out, and then attach it to your S1 Plus system. Like its younger brother, the S1 Plus also works with any 3D printer. So it's not just compatible with Bamboo Lab or Flashforge, Anycubic. You can use this even on your older Ender 3 machine. So if you have a larger print, you might be able to load up 2, 4, or even 6 kilos of filament, depending on which size S1 Plus system you get. They do come in a 1, a 2, and a 3 kilogram version. So depending on what kind of filament you use, you can choose the best system to fit your needs. One of the other great things about the S1 Plus, similar to the S1, is it has what they're calling live filament reloading, which means when one spool runs out, you don't have to wait for the other one to run out. You can actually keep your prints going non-stop. And that's kind of the reason why I like this system here, is because I run farm loop on both of these A1 minis as well as my P1P. Both of these A1 minis right now are using farm loop system with the Infinity Flow S1 Plus, which means theoretically I could set this up to do 20, 30 different loops at a time without ever stopping. As long as I can come down every 3 to 4 days to replace the spools that are on there, I don't have to stop printing. And it only takes 30 seconds or so to remove the old spool, pull up the cutter, and put the new spool in. You don't need the cutter, but it does help to prevent any accidental cloggings or when the little pieces of tape that come on the bamboo filament sometimes, that can sometimes get sucked down into the machine just like it can on the AMS systems. The cutter basically senses when there's enough tension applied, for lack of a better word, and it cuts the filament off before it gets to the point of pulling in either the bent end like I usually have on the Elegoo spools or the pieces of tape that come on the bamboo spools sometimes. And I did have quite a few questions in the original video that I did on the S1 system about needing the print to pause or if there was any sort of delay or layer adhesion issues. And the beauty of this system is when one spool runs out, it immediately kicks over to this next one and butts it right up to the back side of it. So the printer doesn't know any difference. It doesn't trigger any runout sensors. As far as the printer's concerned, it's the same exact spool of filament. Now with these machines, there's a little button right on the bottom by the power source input. You just press and hold that for 2 to 3 seconds from what I've found, and it activates the Bluetooth functionality. And then you can log into the hub on Infinity Flow's website. The address as of right now is dashboard.infinityflow3d.com/hub. You'll have to create an account, which takes 30 seconds or so. And then you can pair the devices to your Wi-Fi network, which means I can go to Maine, I can go to Florida, I can go wherever I want and still see how much filament is left on my system. I can also see how much filament I'm using every single day, as well as the total expense of that filament between all of my printers. Before we continue on, I just want to take a quick minute to tell you about today's video sponsor, PCBWay. Whether you need custom CNC machining, 3D printing, sheet metal fabrication, or injection molding services, PCBWay offers it all, and some items even offer a quick 24-hour turnaround. PCBWay offers 3, 4, and 5-axis CNC machining, 3D printing out of FDM, SLA, SLS, MJF, and PolyJet, laser cutting, bending, and post-processing of sheet metal, and injection molding services with rapid tooling and multi-cavity molds. To learn more, head on over to PCBWay.com, upload your design, get a free instant quote today, and see what PCBWay can do for you. Thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the content. Like I mentioned before, it's got inventory management, so you can add all of your different filaments that you have in inventory to the system, tell it how much it costs per kilogram, how much you have in kilograms or grams, depending on if you have full spools or less than full spools, and what type of filament it is. That way, when you go to load the new filament into the S1 Plus, there's a little drop-down menu and you can choose which filament that is and basically keep track of all of your filament and how much it costs to run your print farm on a day-to-day basis, which is a huge improvement because normally if you have a failure, you don't actually know how much filament was used because the job didn't finish. But if you end up having a print failure due to one reason or another, you'll be able to keep track exactly how much filament was used during which hour of the day and during which day of the week. So really good at keeping track of not only the filament usage, what kind of filament you use the most, so you can keep up on ordering. It also keeps track of how much filament you have. Say you have 10, 20, 30 different machines that you're running this on. Sometimes you might have a wall of filament like I do, but you don't always know which filament is in which machine, how much of it you have left. By doing it this way, if you add the new spools right when you get them in, you can perfectly keep track of how much filament you're using in the print farm on a day-to-day basis. With the older spools, it might be a little more difficult. One thing that I've found is if you keep one empty spool from each brand that you normally use, and you just get a little shipping scale, you can weigh the spool, and then you can zero it out with the weight of the spool, put your filament on, and that'll basically tell you within a couple grams how much filament is on each spool. That's the best way that I've found. There's little lines on all of the filament, but that's just kind of a guessing game. It could be 200, it could be 250, it could be 300 grams left. That's how I keep track of how much filament I have. So if I want to run a new job, but I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be able to finish the job, zero it out, put the spool on there, and I usually will end up writing that somewhere on the spool with a date so I know it's an accurate number. With that said, if you do that with every single half-open spool that you have, and then enter all of that information into the Infinity Flow dashboard, you can kind of start to keep track of that inventory management a little bit better, and you'll know exactly how much filament you're running through. That's probably my favorite feature of this new system is the inventory management. I've got probably 30 or 40 spools on my wall, and another 5, 6, 7 of them sitting inside of the printers. Between 5 or 6, 7 printers, actually. Some of them have more than one spool. So being able to keep track of exactly what I have in stock so I know when it's time to order more filament is really handy. With that said, you will have to remember each time you load filament into the Infinity Flow system, assuming it's a different kind of filament. If I'm just running black and black on both of these machines, which is mainly what I do, then I can just keep it set to black and it'll just continuously run through that same type of filament. If I switch it over, gonna wanna make sure you go into the dashboard and switch over to a different kind of filament. Aside from that, the S1 Plus works exactly the same as the S1 does, although you do have all of those added features with the Wi-Fi connectivity and the upgraded cutter, which I guess I can spin this one around and show you real quick. It's got 2 different detents in it. So the top one applies a little bit more force. It takes a little bit more force for the cutter to engage. If you drop it down one click, to this point here, you don't need quite as much force to cut the filament. So I guess depending on what type of spool you're using and how the filament is actually loaded into that spool, you might need a little bit more, or you might need a little bit less force applied to actually cut the filament. If you have it set too high, sometimes it can just rip that part right out of the spool and ends up causing the same clogging issues that it would normally cause when you get to the end of a spool. For the Elegoo spools though, I found that the highest setting seems to work pretty well. If I run into any issues though, I will be sure to include it in an updated video. Like I mentioned, my biggest use for these Infinity Flow S1 and S1 Plus systems are with farm loop, because if I'm running 6, 10, 20 different loops at a time for days on end, it's so much easier to be able to swap spools when they get low. As you can see, this one over here is starting to get low. When this one is done, it'll automatically swap over to this one. I can pull this one off and put a brand new spool on here, and then when this one's done, it'll swap back over to this one. No fuss, it just keeps going on and on and on. Assuming that I have enough loops set up with the farm loop system, this could go for days or weeks at a time. And this isn't just for farm loop, I suppose. If you have any of the other systems, Swap Mod is another one that comes to mind, although as of right now, that's not available in the United States. However, with the Swap Mod, you do need to have a stack of plates. You need to keep running through the plates. With this farm loop system, I can pretty much, as long as I've got enough room in my bin and enough filament up there, it'll just keep going and going and going. So I don't really have to worry about a whole lot. The system's been running flawlessly for the last 3 or 4 weeks for me. I haven't had any issues so far aside from that original one where this plate wanted to slide forward a little bit. I flipped it upside down and the issue is gone. So I guess maybe one side somehow of the plate was slightly more magnetic than the other. Not really making a whole lot of sense how, because it's just one magnetic sheet. Anyway, it's flipped over to match the orientation that it is on A1 Mini 1, and everything seems to be working out just fine. Like I mentioned, if you already own the S1 Plus and you want that free upgrade, Infinity Flow 3D will have it on their website or their GitHub very, very soon if it's not there already. So the filament cutters won't kind of flop around like that. They'll be a little bit more stable, kind of locked in place like this one. Also, wanted to make sure I mentioned it because it's a spot that got me a little messed up in the beginning. This should face towards your spool. The blue on your cutter faces towards the spool. Reason being is the spool is curving in like this, and the hole to feed the filament's basically right underneath this blue part here. By turning it this way when you go to feed it in, there's nowhere for the filament to go. If it's turned this way, the filament just wants to go out the back, basically in the direction that it's spooled, and it causes it to bend up a little bit. So Nathan over at Infinity Flow 3D made the recommendation to me and said he's gonna update the instructions or the tutorial a little bit just to make sure that it's perfectly clear how this is supposed to be oriented, because I screwed up and I sent a video and he's like, I did notice one thing there, your filament cutters are backwards. Flip them around and see if that helps. Thank you, Nathan. It was a huge help. I've had no issues so far loading any of the filament after switching that around. So if you have the system, maybe you're having trouble feeding filament. If you're like me and saw the blue here and the blue here and figured they went forward without properly reading directions, flip that guy around. It'll save you a bunch of time. Aside from that, let's just see how this system works. Essentially the exact same as its little brother, the S1. know this one maybe wasn't super interesting for some of you, but for me, making these improvements to my print farm, especially like I mentioned, the ability to track my filament usage and how much I actually have of each color in my inventory is gonna be a big one. And also having the ability to keep the farm loop system running, going and going and going. I can now set this up to do 12, 15, 20 loops in a row, as long as I have enough filament on hand to keep swapping these out. And I remember every 3 or 4 days to actually come down here and change the filament out. Not that I'm not in here every single day to be able to see where the filament level is at, but it's a good thing to keep in mind as well that in the dashboard, you can also see which spool is getting low. If one spool runs out, you can get a notification for that as well. One thing I would like to see, or one thing that would be really cool, is if they had some way to set up notifications through email or text message to say, hey, S1 Plus number 1 is running low on filament. You should probably go down and replace the filament now, or your print job's gonna pause. Or if it could say slot 2 on the S1 Plus is running low or about to run out, maybe get another notification when it runs out to let you know, hey, we've swapped to the other spool. Might be time to go down, pull the empty spool and put a new spool on there if you wanna keep things moving along. With all that said, that's where I'm gonna wrap this one up. Those of you who are interested in picking up the S1 Plus or the original S1, there are links down in the description below to Infinity Flow's website. Thank you so much again to Infinity Flow 3D for sending these units over for use in my print farm here. One thing I do want to mention real quick is the S1 Plus system in and of itself doesn't include the filament cutters. That's an add-on. So you'll have to purchase the S1 plus the 2 sets of filament cutters. Just be sure that you do that if you want the ability to cut your spools. You don't need it, but it is a nice addition. I didn't have it on the original one for the first couple of weeks that I was using it, and the system still worked fine. With the Elegoo spools in particular, it was still able to feed that little bent end that they put into the end of the spool. But if you don't want to run into the risk of getting it broken off or pulled through and clogging up your extruder, or if you're running something like the bamboo filament or have some older spools, I think they've switched from the tape as far as I know. But if you're running some of the older spools of the bamboo filament, you definitely don't want that tape getting sucked into any part of your machine, whether it's the Infinity Flow system or your printer. So cutters are optional. They're pretty cool. Again, links down in the description below. That's where this one's gonna wrap up. If you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button so YouTube knows you like this type of content and wanna see more. If you like this type of content, I've got another video queued up for you right here. Take care, folks.